computer. Recording in progress. Okay, let us go to, yes, the man that we all live vicariously through, my man Apollo. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
All right, Donovan, how's it going, man?
Doing good, man. I'm watching this Atlanta race, and my guy Kyle Busch just got spun out by Austin Dillon. And I haven't really watched too much of the NCAA tournament just because of, I'm busy. But other than that, how you doing, man?
My bracket is busted over, man. Kentucky going down, Baylor going
Oh,
down.
yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yeah, Baylor. I thought Baylor was going to win it all, man.
I had them winning it all, so I'm pretty much screwed. I had Kentucky going further than that, so yeah, I'm pretty screwed.
Damn. All right. So, other than your bracket, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Just wanted to talk to you because I talked to you last time about obviously the one girl, Katie, kind of pressing to see relationships. So of course she came back again this past weekend, and she wanted to
predicted.
That she wanted to find out that she like qualify for relationship. Like, do I see relationship? Could she be somebody relationship with her, or is she just somebody I just see as casual? And I know, like you had said, what she's looking for, kind of clarity, kind of to see if there's a future in this. And I had just told her it's not her, it's me. I'm like, it's just me. I'm not there.
Right.
As far as that I, right now I have no interest in a relationship, just keeping it as casual. I enjoy her company, but I don't want really anything more than that. So that at least seemed to, kind of satisfy her, I'm sure, for now.
Okay.
But do you think it'll be a thing where she'll still want some like more clarification or more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Once, and I told you this, I told you this a few months back. You may not remember. It was a few weeks back, actually.
You said after when we went to training camp.
Yeah, right. That's exactly. Yeah, like, hell, that was way back then. I said, listen, the first time she angles for a relationship, if you're not ready for a relationship, or if you don't think you are, go ahead and start the countdown. Now, the countdown to when your sexual interaction with her ends, because women will stay in your rotation for as long as they can tolerate it. But every woman's end game, whether they realize it or not, is a relationship. Katie obviously likes you very much. You guys have been seeing each other for quite a while. She has decided, okay, I want to now be with Apollo. And so she did exactly what I accurately predicted that she would do. So at this point, now at this point, it's up to you. You have to ask yourself, okay, do I really want to be in a relationship with this woman? And if so, what's my life going to look like when I'm in a relationship with her? Your life should never, ever, ever change, not one bit, when you get into a relationship with a woman. And the reason I say that is because that's why she wants to be in a relationship with you, is because of the way things are. A lot of guys make the egregious mistake. They're in your position, Apollo, and a girl likes him. They're seeing each other for 6 to 8 months. She angles for a relationship. He gives her the title. Then all of a sudden, he changes his daily routine. He changes his habits. He changes his tendencies. He changes everything. And before you know it, the girl doesn't feel the same. And when she leaves you, and eventually she will, she's going to say, you know what, you're just not the same person. So make sure that whether or not you decide you want to be in a relationship with this girl or not, that's immaterial. What you need to, and this is why these communities exist, to make sure that we stay sharp. You need to understand, okay, if I make this girl my girlfriend, so to speak, I need to make sure that my lifestyle does not change, not one bit. Because if your lifestyle changes, then you can start another time clock to the end of your relationship, because at some point her attraction to you is going to start to dwindle, because she sees that you're acquiescing to her because of her.
Okay. And then it was interesting because I know when you did the breakdown of Love Is Blind, talking about Natalie and Shane, about know how she didn't feel safe with him. It's funny because he told me this past weekend like why she could see more with me, because I make her feel safe. She make that I don't lie to her, that she's always known from the beginning I've been open about casual, open, and that she just feels like with me that she trusts me. And with that, she hasn't had that with anybody else. So that's why she was like, she could see something more with me or would want something more because
Yeah.
how I make her feel. So I thought it was interesting that when you gave that breakdown about, Natalie, like didn't feel safe with Shane because of what he said.
Uh-huh.
That's how, that's what she had said to me.
You're 100% right. If a girl does not feel physically, emotionally, or mentally safe with you, she will never love you. She has to feel like a woman has to. And listen, we all know in 2022, we live in a first world country. And because we live in a first world country, we're rarely put in danger. Of course, unless of course you live on the south side of Chicago, and that's a whole other conversation. But all jokes aside, women are safer than they've ever been in history. You will very rarely be required to step in and defend a woman's person. That being said, that doesn't matter. Whether she is in imminent danger or not, the fact is that she could be. And if you do not show the capability of being able to physically defend her, if you show an aptitude in terms of your mentality, if you tend to bend or kind of break your rules or your routine for her, that's when her attraction will dwindle. So yeah, man, the fact that she feels safe with you is huge. If a girl does not feel safe with you, she will never love you. This again, now this is biological too. This is why women typically date women want to date men who are taller than they are, who are larger than they are. Dude, the first girl I ever had sex with, her name was Allison, and I was 22. No, how old was I? I forget how old I was, but she was so physically small. Right now, at that point, I think I was already 6'2". But oh my God, she was like 5'1", maybe 5 feet tall, maybe 100 pounds. She was tiny. She was absolutely tiny. And she used to tell me all the time, I like that you can just swallow me up and make me disappear. Girls love feeling small when they're with a man. Feeling small when they're with a man, that connotes feelings of being protected and feeling safe. Yeah,
Right,
Jay Blaze 11. Yeah. Listen, Allison was definitely a spinner for sure. She was a spinner for sure.
Yeah, because I'm 6'3" and she's I think 5'2" or 5'3".
Yep, there you go.
She loves how much I tower over her.
Yes, girls love that, man. They love it.
Right, and then the fact that when we've been out, I've made sure I moved to the outside of her, and she walked on the inside on the curb.
Oh no! Oh, she really likes you, man. Oh my God.
Because I was always taught that. And then when I did that for the first time, like I told you, she didn't understand. Why did you do that? I'm like, because the guy's supposed to walk on the outside. Well, where'd that come from? I'm like, you never heard of that? And she had to go ask her mom and grandma.
Oh, wow. Dude, girls really are clueless. If I ever did that for a girl and she asked me, why did you do that? Do what? You just moved to the outside. Who do you think would survive getting hit by a car? Who's more likely to survive getting hit by a car? You or me? All right, yeah, there you go. That's why I did
it. Right. That's what I told her. Yeah, because I, of course, have done that for my girls their whole life, and they would always be like, "You always do that, Dad." I'm like, "You'll thank me later."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, right. Real talk. When you do those kinds of things, and I'm surprised she doesn't know about that. How old is Katie, if you don't mind me asking?
34.
So is that millennial? She's somewhere between, because you and I are Gen Xers. I don't know if she's a millennial or not, but that's quite surprising that she's never been privy to the whole walking on the outside deal. That's surprising, but guess what? Whether she was privy to it or not, it still made her feel safe, and it still turned her on.
Right, absolutely. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was the other girl I'm seeing. It's a funny situation because, we see each other casually, but she also has another guy that she sees. I know about the other guy she sees, but he doesn't know that she sees anybody else.
Oh, boy.
Right. And so she, I guess, kind of got upset because they, talked, and some girl was in the situation saying like, oh, he has a friends with benefits. And she was like, I was feeling some type of way about that. She's telling me this entire story while she's laying in my bed.
Wow.
So she's feeling some type of way he might be seeing, because she sees him as a potential, boyfriend.
Yes. Of course.
Right. And so I was just like, and she was like, I know it's hypocritical. Am I a terrible person? I didn't really answer it because it's like, it's, but it's like you're in my bed, but you're just
Yes, I
feeling some
mean,
type of
what do you
way.
think?
Right. He might be seeing somebody else. So, and it's just because I even asked her, I was like, so does he know about me? No. I was like, but I know about him. Well, he hasn't asked.
There you go. Well, no, see that girls will never, like I said, girls are never not fucking. They're always fucking somebody, whether you ask or whether they tell you or not. It just doesn't matter. Wow.
Right.
So you know about him, but he doesn't know about you.
Right.
Oh my God, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought, that was funny. And then saying, am I a terrible person? It's like, well, that's for you to decide, not me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's all about how you feel, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the last thing I wanted to say is definitely, man, what you were talking about with like Natalie and Shane, because that's like what you were talking about is why I'm present with my girls all the time. And,
Yes,
making sure
good.
they know that I'm with them all the time, in their lives all the time, that they don't have to feel, never unsafe with me, that they do feel safe. That's why I, do certain things with them, walk on the outside and they're on the inside,
Of course.
take
Of
them
course.
places all the time and just talk to them about that they could come to me to different things. And they do. And we have that relationship. So like he said, I don't think they'd ever, and I would never let them deal with somebody that they felt unsafe about, uneasy
There
about.
you go.
And I know about, at least so far, they're 18 and 14, but any boys that, like, because my 14-year-old is like the boy crazy one. And
Of
it's
course.
funny because any boys that call her like, oh, your dad is so overprotective, and I'm
Yep.
just like, there's a
Yep.
reason for that.
Sure is. That's right. Sure am.
Right. Yep.
Absolutely.
So it's funny, any of them that said that, and it's like been a couple of them like, your dad is always around, or like when they've been out at the park, I'll be sitting back like, you'd let them have her space, but I'm right there.
You're
And
goddamn
one boy,
right.
yeah. And so it's like they know it. She laughs, but I'm just like, these other girls that she tells me about that are fast or doing stuff at a young age, I'm like, where's their fathers? Exactly.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Listen, man, I tell when Olivia's here, Devin's niece, and I talk about her all the time. Her name is Olivia, blah, 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 blah. But I told Olivia, man, I said, look, man, I said, when you're fifth, because she turned 14 in, I think, January-ish, maybe. But I told her, I was like, man, I said, if you actually lived with us, you would not like me when you turn 15 years old. She's like, why not? You're cool and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, trust me, you wouldn't like me very much. Because I'd be that type of dad that scares the shit out of boyfriends. So, Brian, so you like Olivia, huh? You know what else I like? I like guns. You like guns, Brian? Yeah, so do I. You know what I don't like, Brian? I don't like boys who bring my daughter home 1 minute late. What do you think, Brian? Yeah, attaboy.
Right.
That's good. That's very, very good. Anytime anytime you're being complained about, oh my God, your dad is over super protective, blah, 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 you're doing it right.
Right. And I'd rather have that than, like you said, that situation hit home. And, those words were so true. She said the fact that walking with her dad always made her feel safe. And the fact Shane didn't, make her feel safe in that
That's
moment.
right.
And that's to me this is what I do it for. This is why I'm here. This is my purpose with them.
And I'll tell you what you're also doing is you're showing your daughters what to look for in a man. You know what I mean? So
right.
if they get with a guy who who cares about her and does not have the presence of mind to walk on the outside, that's not going to sit well with her. She's not going to know why, at least not at the time. She's gonna be, man, there's just something about that guy that just doesn't sit right with me. Well, the older she gets, the more quickly she'll be able to pinpoint it. Oh, he doesn't walk on the outside. And that means a lot of different things. It might just be like a singular act, like it's just walking on the outside. What the hell does that mean? You only do that with girls that you actually care about, right? Because you don't want any harm to befall them. And so that's what this is what your daughters are going to have this experience. Okay. if this guy really truly does care about me, then yeah, then he's going to walk on the outside. So when it comes down to it, you're stopping your daughters from making the same kind of decision that Natalie made, which is if they don't make me feel like my father makes me feel or felt, then I can't swim with you anymore. And I'm 100% on board with that.
Right. So did it, last thing I asked, even though, because we knew that she had talked about her dad, the mom being the breadwinner, and I guess the dad being stay at home, or do you still think, because I know most times we talk about that, is that not a good thing, but in that case, you think it, I guess, was a good thing in her situation?
Wait, ask that again.
Remember, because during the show, she said the mom was the breadwinner.
Yes.
And,
yes.
And the dad, I don't know if he would stay at home or just.
Yeah. It's interesting. I have thought about that, about the fact that because you remember when she told us what that dynamic was. I was like, okay, so Natalie and Shane could work because it appears that her mother and father are still very much in love, even though she's the main breadwinner. Listen, man, I don't think it's I don't think it's a deal breaker. It would obviously be much better for Natalie. It would have been much better for Natalie if, of course, her father was the breadwinner. But in most cases, that would be the case. However, what Natalie showed us is that whether your father is the breadwinner or not, he's still a man. And as a man, he made her feel safe. And because he made her feel safe, she quickly realized that, wait a minute, Shane does not make me feel safe like my father does. Even though she never once did she say, well, listen, I don't feel as safe with my father because he's not the breadwinner. No, she feels safe with her father because her father's a man and her mom's a woman. That's just kind of how it goes. But yeah, I don't think in this particular instance, I don't think that her mother being the main breadwinner, I don't think that hurt the dynamic. I could be wrong, but again, whether we agree or disagree, guess what? Her father's love right, rather kept her from making the egregious mistake of marrying Shane. That would have not been good.
Right. And I'm definitely looking forward to this reunion show, because we could already see, like,
yes,
with Shake and Deep, how she's trying to
trying to shame him.
Right. Just because he had a standard, and hey, he wasn't
size 0.
Right. And I'm sure the ladies are gonna. We already know they're gonna come to her aid.
Of course,
be all over him. So I'm just looking for because we know what's coming.
I'll tell you this: I might, if I have time to, I'm thinking about actually doing a TSR live, followed by a Love is Blind breakdown reunion. I'm thinking about doing that. Because I'm gonna take about 2 weeks off of live streaming. I'm still gonna have I'm still gonna have plenty of content coming out because I've got a shit ton of content I can just put out at any time. But and I'm still gonna be doing my dating. Well, I don't know. I guess Love is Blind will be over. I might pick another dating show to do a breakdown on. But yeah, I think I might just go ahead and do a live stream tonight, followed by the breakdown of the Love is Blind season 2 reunion. So stay tuned for that.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that's all I had. No, that was it for me.
Okay, cool, man. Well, thank you for the update, and keep us updated with Katie, man. This sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it will be, I'm sure.
All right, man. Apollo, thank you for checking in. Somebody said the end of The Bachelor was so red pill. I haven't watched it. I stopped watching The Bachelor because dude, 2 hours. God damn. I can break down a show live for an hour, but 2 hours at the end of the night, that was just too much for me. So I might check that out. Okay, let's go to, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. P Dubs, hang on. I got to go to Kevin. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Kevin. Kevin?
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Good. Question: is this going on YouTube or?
Yeah, this is. It could go on YouTube. Do you want me to cut this part out?
No. It's fine. I'm just not going to show my face. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
So, I spoke with you last week. I was going on my trip and in April for the entire month. And I'm the guy that does the seeking stuff.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
seeking swindler shit.
Yeah.
So I kind of had an epiphany recently, which is I really don't want to do it anymore. It's almost like an off switch that so it's just so many guys will never get to that point. And I was hoping I could ask you a bit about that because you know, I'm at 60 around like 60 girls. I don't, it doesn't make me happy. Like I feel more depressed, more alone. I don't even want that rotation. It's just I kind of want to be left alone, kind of like Aaron Clary says. It's kind of messed up because I can't really talk to any of my friends about that because not a lot of them reach that point. Not a lot of men reach that point.
Right, where they get tired of sleeping with girls. Yeah, it does not happen very often.
It's so my question is, what do I do now? I mean, I kind of reached this point because I spent all my life, you know, I was not the popular kid in high school. And when I was finally fucking the 9s and 10s, I thought I was the king. You know, I had people that kind of bullied me in high school start asking me for advice, and for me, that was kind of like one of the greatest feelings. It's like, yo, like you made fun of me for this, and now you're coming to me and asking for my help.
They're coming to ask you for help. Ask you for help for what?
Just like dating questions. Like, so like they'd hear from people that I was doing some crazy shit, and then they'd ask me, like a few of them asked me, one in particular asked me, just got on a call, Zoom call with me, was like, yo, how do you do this? Like, how do you fuck so many girls?
Okay.
And
well
that was one of the
let me ask you this, because I remember last week, if I'm not mistaken, you were talking about, hey, I'm getting kind of bored of sleeping with chicks. I want to be in a relationship. And I told you, whoa, you're way too young to be thinking about a relationship. Are you using I'm sick of having a rotation as an excuse to pursue a relationship, or are you really sick of sleeping with girls?
Oh, I'm really sick of it. I'm exhausted. I'm not doing any of the shit on this trip. I'm going to be in each city for about 48 hours.
All right.
And, you know, you add messaging, you add going to the airport, all that bullshit. I want to explore the city. Like, I ain't got time for that shit. I'm even staying in hostels just because I want to meet people and, like, make new friends and all that stuff. But
yeah, if you're tired of, if you are tired of sleeping with girls, then don't fuck with girls for a while, man. That's really that. I mean, that is really what it comes down to. I mean, because now don't get me wrong, womanizing skills can certainly atrophy over time, but trust me, there is so much more to life than fucking girls. You know what I mean? It does get old after a while, but you are still a man, and you have needs. You're going to get horny, or you're going to want to fuck. So at that point, you don't want to deny yourself. But by the same token, if you don't want to fuck anymore, then don't fuck. You ain't got to worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. And then go ahead.
Yeah, so like personally, like I'm really into music. I play the guitar, so it's really easy, you know, like I write good songs. So like I play them for girls, and it's just an instant pussy melter.
Okay. All right, good.
So yeah, I focus a lot on that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you have a purpose? Like, do you have any goals that you're working on? Because it sounds to me like you're lacking purpose. Like you're like, okay, you know, I've fucked all the girls I can for now. I'm getting kind of tired of it, blah, 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 blah. What do I do now? It sounds like you're in need of a purpose. You need something to get you out of bed every morning other than the pursuit of pussy. Because I've been there before, man. Like, don't get me wrong, man. Sticking your cock in a new vagina never, ever, ever gets old. But the effort that it takes to get to that point definitely does.
Oh yeah, definitely. And now I kind of understand, you know, what our mutual friend, I don't want to say his name on here, why he's with that Russian girl. I kind of get it now.
Yeah.
I kind of get it. So that's what I would say. It's just I don't have a purpose. I don't know what to do. Granted, I'm 25 going on 26.
Yeah, you're still young.
It's just I really don't know. Like I really that. So
well, then that's
my question.
Yeah,
What do I do?
mean,
How do I find that?
Listen, man, I can't give you the answer to that. I mean, at that point, I can't really tell you, hey, you should do this to find your purpose. When you do find your purpose or your reason for waking up, you'll know what it is. But I think what you should do, man, if you have the means, travel a little bit. You know, if you traveling surprisingly can give you a very unique perspective on things. Because again, at that point, you know, you're doing things that you don't normally do, and who knows, maybe you find a purpose while you travel. But yeah, I mean, I know exactly what it's like to, you know, kind of be sick of the game. But in terms of what to do next, that's really up to you. But the fact that you're at this point at 25 years old, I think that's a good thing. You're kind of like, okay, I'm 25, I banged a bunch of chicks, now what? Well, that's a question that only you can answer. But whatever you decide to do, it does not, make sure that it does not involve the pursuit of women. Because if you're tired of that, you're going to really, I mean, dude, you're really going to make yourself sick of that if you keep going.
Yeah. And I mean, literally almost that's basically what I derived all my entire identity. Why did I start playing the guitar? To get girls.
Sure,
I was never good at sports.
Yep.
But then along the way, I found something that I really loved. Then on top of that, it's almost something that really kept you going. It's something that, you know, through your darkest of days, you're like, one day I'm going to be a master womanizer. Sure. And then it doesn't end up going that way. It ends up going that way, but you don't feel that. You don't feel that joy that you thought you would have. The other thing that I wanted to ask you was, since I'm going to be staying in a lot of hostels, do you know how I can, like, let's say I have a good connection with a girl, for example, and, you know, one thing leads to another. How do I hook up with a girl in an environment like that?
I cannot answer that because I do not have experience with that. I wish I could, but I guess my only advice to you would really, I don't know, if you're staying in a hostel and you really know that, like, the pussy's imminent, at that point, you might want to stay in a hotel. Because if you're in a hostel, if you're in a hostel, it's kind of understood that you're not going to bring anybody there. And I know that some hostels are different than others. I've never stayed at one. But if you make a connection with a girl when you're in, you know, pick a city, USA, or wherever you are, and if it's likely that you're going to, you know, maybe hook up with girls, then yeah, you need to stay someplace where you're the only resident.
Yeah, I was talking more about, like, let's say I met a girl in the hostel, not in a not like out walking around type of thing.
Yeah, if you meet a girl in a hostel, I mean, I don't know. I suppose you could just wait till everybody has gone and then bang her then. But that's true. That's really the only thing I could tell you to do.
But thanks, man. I really appreciate it. You really are the GOAT when it comes to relationships. One last thing. I witnessed what almost was the end of a relationship. And man, just so many red pill lessons in that. Like, no, I literally saw firsthand, like, no such thing as relationship equity. None of that stuff. I don't want to get into the details here because this might be going up on the internet and it's kind of personal. But I don't know what I do without this information. So I know I say this every time, but thank you. No, you really are doing God's work.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Any other questions?
Nothing else. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, thanks for chiming in. Kevin. Yeah. You know, it's one of those deals, man, that at some point you really do get tired. You don't get tired of having sex with pretty girls, but by the same token, man, the pursuit of pussy gets real old real fucking quick. All right. Jay Blaze, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
All right. Just chilling. I just wanted to thank you again for the past year. It made me realize more about myself, and I'm
absolutely, man,
taking the next few months to improve myself.
Good.
And
that's all you. I thought you had a question.
No, I was gonna join an HVAC thing.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that. I think
Yeah,
I
in the
remember you
next
saying
month.
that yesterday on the 6th, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, and the end of The Bachelor got pretty crazy. So
Okay.
yeah, so I guess Clayton fucked the two girls and then left Susie, and then he cold-blooded pushed Susie out. So then Susie came crawling back,
Of course.
and then so yeah, there quite a bit of red pill content in the last episode.
Okay, cool. I might check it out. Who knows? I might check it out.
All right. Just want to say thank you for everything, and then
Absolutely,
I'll just
man.
continue and watch.
All right, I appreciate it. Jay Blaze checking in. Yeah, he called into the 6 yesterday. Okay, Gene, I can't pronounce your last name, but go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, can you hear me?
I sure can, man. What kind of? It looks like you're in a vintage like 1950s car.
Yeah, man. It's a 2004 Ford Mustang.
Oh wow. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
a
All right.
convertible coupe.
Oh yeah, dude, love those. Have you seen those
Yeah.
four-door Mustangs that they're coming out with now? Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, like I see them like on the road, and I'm just like,
Dude.
it doesn't make any sense to me.
Dude,
Like,
it's like an automatic transmission Porsche. What are you doing? What are you
yeah,
doing?
exactly.
Ay, ay, ay. So what's on your mind, man?
Yeah, so I hope you don't mind. I have like kind of a quick story.
Sure.
Yeah, so I've been following your content for maybe about a year or so, maybe a little bit longer. And I'm really happy. I'm really glad I found it because it kind of taught me a lot of things that like I, kind of just skipped out in life. Like I just didn't, in general about women and choices.
Right.
So about, let's say 7 months ago, I was in a relationship that was for about 6 months with a girl. And she was a IG influencer, like quote unquote. But so it ended up being a 6-month relationship.
Okay.
At first, like we met, and I thought it was chill. We hooked up on our first date.
Okay.
And kept seeing her, and eventually, she pushed the relationship. I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of started digging into her past and asking her a lot about her past.
Okay. Now, why did you do that?
Well, because I thought it would be important to know, as far as like her body count, and pair bonding, if she was going to be able to pair bond to me.
Okay, let me. No, I hear you. Let me stop you right there. So, if you were to ask a girl her body count, do you think she's going to tell you the truth?
I mean, no, I don't expect them to tell me the truth. But I mean, like, I guess honesty for women is like kind of a really big deal for me.
If you're looking for like what kind, let's say I want to, because I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying, but women are never going to be completely honest with you, especially about her sexual past. That's something that we as men today, that's something that we have to accept. Women are not, they are not, absolutely never, ever, ever going to be completely honest with you about their sexual past. And the reason for that is because they inherently understand that the more, the higher their body count, the lower their inherent value to you. Now, if you're looking for a woman's honesty as far as just other things, then yeah, I mean, you want a woman who's not going to lie to you, but there's no way that you can prove or disprove anything she tells you regarding her sexual past. And so, go ahead.
Sorry. Well, this story kind of has kind of a funny turn because I told her, when she asked me about being in a relationship, I was like, well, I expect my girlfriends to hand over their phones to me whenever I ask for.
You did that the wrong way, man. Yeah, you did that the wrong way. Yeah, no, and listen, that's okay because you're new at this. But when a woman asks you to be in a relationship, You need to make her ask you 2 or 3 more times. Okay. You need to reject her at least 2 or 3 more times, because if you give a girl your commitment the very first time she asks you, a couple of things happen. Well, the one thing that happens every time is that you immediately forfeit your ability to make expectations and set expectations and boundaries, right? So if a girl says, "Hey, Gene, can I be your girlfriend?" You say, "Okay." And then you say, "All right, well, if you're going to be my girlfriend, then I need to be able to see your phone." She's going to be like, "Wait a minute. I asked you to be my girlfriend and you said yes. You didn't tell me as long as I get to see your phone, you can be in a relationship with me." That's the reason why you need to reject her. The way you handle that situation is reject her the first couple of times
Right.
the first couple of times she angles for a relationship. The third or fourth time she says, "Hey, you know what? I've mentioned this twice. I mean, look, I mean, we need to put up or shut up here. Like, what are we? I really, really want the title." Just simply ask her, "Okay, well, do you want to know what it's like to be in a relationship with me? Like, do you really want to know?" "Yeah." "Okay. Unlock your phone and hand it to me right now." Okay. She's going to
Yeah.
pause. Yeah, she's going to pause and she's going to hesitate. Now, what you just did there was you indirectly let her know that if you're going to be, because you told her, "Would you like to know what it's like being in a relationship with me?" She said yes, right? And you gave her a glimpse. So she knows at that point that if she's going to be in a relationship with you, she knows that she is going to have to hand over her phone, and you didn't have to
Yeah.
tell her directly. So that's how
Yeah,
you
she
handle
did.
that.
If
Okay,
she
good.
did, I did have access to her phone, whatever. She was really
Well,
great.
no,
She was
hold
great.
on, real quick. Just understand that, and I'm not trying to bag on you here, but most girls are not. The vast majority of girls aren't just going to do that on the very first try. So you're dealing with a girl who really genuinely liked you. Just understand that
Yeah.
most women are going to have a serious problem with handing over her phone the very first time you tell her to do it.
Yeah, yes, I agree with that. The only problem is eventually I did find out she did have a history of being a stripper, and then like there was this whole thing that happened where like she used to do content online for like
Uh-oh.
cooking videos, and this dude hit her up on her birthday that I planned to take her out, really nice dinner or whatever. And I was like, oh, I saw on her phone. It's like, oh, who's this dude? Oh, she's like, oh, it's just like a friend. He's hitting me up to see if I'd be interested in doing some like cooking work from. And I was like, oh, did you have a relationship with them in the past? Like, what, did you have a history? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. So I knew she was lying just for some reason.
Yeah, of course.
Later on, I ended up finding out, like, yeah, I did dig through her phone and I found out, like, yeah, she did have a history with this dude and she was totally lying about that. And then later on, I went on to find out that, she kind of, just skipped by the fact that, she worked as an escort.
Oh yeah, that's it. That is instant grounds for dismissal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because an
thought so too.
escort, yeah, of course. Well, of course, yeah. I know yeah, of course you did. Yeah, escorts are prostitutes. Let's just call it what it is. So yeah,
Right.
at that point, yeah. So at that point, yeah, man, she did you a favor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did, because I've in relationships in the past, I never asked for people's phone or whatever. It's kind of like the first one I tried that, and she was like, yes. I mean, it was like, it's almost like, oh, she's great, but it's like turns out she's lying about, everything that kind of matters to me as far as when I'm looking to women. And I'm kind
Wait,
of
hold on,
in like,
Let me back up. You said she lied to you about it? Or
well,
let me
yeah,
ask you
because
this: did she lie by omission?
what do you mean?
So you said she lied to me about her past. Did you ask her what her body count was, or did you ask her, "Hey, what did you used to do for a living?"
Yes, no, I asked her about her body count
Yeah,
pretty much like in the very front of the relationship, and she gave
yeah,
me like a
Gene, listen, Gene. Women are never going to be honest about their body count.
yeah,
So if you expect a woman to be honest with you about her body count as a condition of your commitment, then you're never no girls are ever going to qualify. This is just how it is. It
Yeah,
sucks that
that's true.
listen, it sucks that it's like this. I'm not saying it's right, but this is the reality. So just understand
Okay.
that don't ask a girl what her body count is. She will never ever tell you, ever.
Yeah. I mean, can I ask you just a quick question about just one other person I'm seeing right now?
Sure.
So I've been seeing this girl, I met maybe like a month or two after that relationship.
Okay.
You know, she's a really nice girl, and like the only problem is like I would marry her. Like I would consider marrying this girl because she, you know, she seems very trustworthy, and like, you know, she cooks for me, she cleans, like, and
So she
the
cooks
only
and
problem
cleans.
is,
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, and she's a very like honest, upfront person.
How old is
You
she?
know, she's turning 29. We're gonna go on a trip this weekend or next weekend for
Okay.
her birthday.
Okay.
She's turning 29. I'm 30. I'm turning 34 next month.
Okay.
So roughly 5 year difference. Um, but yeah, so the only problem is she has a very low sex drive, like, and sex has been like a really big issue. Like I didn't have that issue in my last relationship. Like she would give it to me whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
But like this relationship, like she kind of, I don't know, she's like, you know, rarely in the mood. It's like I'm not sure if she's trying to leverage sex in this relationship
Yeah,
because
Gene,
she
let
can.
me stop you right there, buddy. She's not sexually attracted to you. There's no such thing
Yeah,
as a woman. There's no such thing as a woman with a low sex drive. Women have, listen, I don't know who has a higher sex drive, men or women. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, especially in this context. But if a woman is sexually attracted to you, she wants you to fuck her. That's just all there is to it. There's nothing clinical about it. There's no explanation about this. And the fact that you're considering marrying a 29-year-old who does not want to have sex with you, you really, really need to strongly reconsider that. Number one. Number two, and listen, I'm not going to bag on you for wanting to get married, but what's the main reason you want to get married?
um I mean, like I listen to like you and like Coach Greg Adams, and like I understand the, you know, marriage is not ideal. Like I
No,
wouldn't want to
no, no,
have
no, no, no,
like
no. Hold on, Gene. Let's make this clear. Let's not parse our words here. Marriage. I'm not just
oh,
going
I'm
to sit
sorry, I
here.
didn't.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that marriage is not ideal. Marriage is not a good idea, especially for a guy like you. Dude, you drive a cool car, you're a good-looking guy. There's no reason for you to involve the state in your affairs with the opposite sex because you
Right.
stand to lose. I mean, you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. That's just how that goes. So I really, really want you to strongly reconsider getting married. You're going to do what you want. I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't do, but I'm telling you right now, getting married in the United States to an American woman
Yes.
is really not a good idea.
Well, yes, I agree 100% with what you're saying. I mean, I'm just kind of wondering what to do. Like, I actually really like her, like, a lot, and but if she's not like meeting my needs, like, what should I do? It's like I've tried talking about it, and you know, it's always kind of like a thing, but
So let me
I don't
ask
know.
you
It's like I
this. I
really like her.
understand. I got you.
Yeah.
What should you do? You need to wrap your head around the fact that she does not like you as much as you like her. That's what it comes down to. I can't really think of any other. I can't really think of any other way to say it. There's not like I'll put it to you this way. When I was married to my ex-wife, I thought she had a low sex drive as well. No, the reason why she had a low sex drive, quote unquote, is because she was not as sexually attracted to me as she once was. That's just all there is to it. And the fact that you like this girl enough to be considering marrying her kind of tells me that I don't know that you've known. I mean, how long have you been seeing her? I guess I forgot to ask that. I guess.
Well, I started seeing her in October, last
Okay.
October, so it's
Okay.
been roughly 5 to 6 months,
Okay.
essentially.
All right.
Yeah, and for 2 weeks I was gone in Brazil, so I didn't see her for 2 weeks out of that like
Okay.
5 month period.
Okay.
But you know, it just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really like her, but like you said, like, yeah, maybe she's probably just not that attracted to me, and
she's
you know,
attracted. Listen, she's attracted to you enough to be with you, but what does she feel about marriage? Like, is she mentioning getting married? Is she like, how does she feel about you title wise?
well, well, like she would say, like I mentioned, it was like because I was like, oh, I never thought about getting married, never really wanted to get married, and then I was like, unless it's like with the girl that has like these qualities, um, and I was like, I would only get married once, and she was like, yeah, me too, I would probably only get married once.
Okay.
Um, and like I've mentioned, like stuff like here and there about like, oh, you moving in and stuff, just like cohabitating and becoming closer. The thing is, right now, she works as a nanny, and she doesn't really make that much money. Not that it matters, because it does matter to me how much a woman makes. Um, but like, it's like one of those things. Like I feel kind of underappreciated, where I could make her life, exponentially better, um, while being respectful and like caring about her and being whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just not seeing it's like very lukewarm. And like you said, like about, yeah, she's probably just attracted to me enough. And yeah, it's like maybe I do have to just accept that. But I am going to the gym, and you know, I go out and meet her. Like we only really hang out like 2 days, like only on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she can't really be bothered to like hang out during the weekdays. So like maybe I'll hang out with her like for a couple of nights, and
How many hours a week does she work?
so she works, roughly about 8 hours. But
Okay, so
by then she says she's like completely exhausted. And
yeah, listen, Gene, this woman does not like you. She just doesn't. She likes you enough to hang out with you on weekends. But if a woman really think about this, you're telling me that you're actually considering marrying this woman, but this woman can't even be bothered to hang out with you on a weekday and only on weekends. Do you know what she gets up to on weekdays without you?
yeah, well, like usually I'll go meet her at the gym after I get off work. She gets off work, I'll meet her at the gym, and then we'll be in the gym together, and then after she'll go home and go to sleep or whatever.
Sure.
But like
Yeah.
I really like dug into her past. It's like, oh, like she's like, I don't go out to bars or nightclubs, and like
That's what she
I've
told you,
made
but you don't.
established like I
Hold on.
wasn't
This is
interested in
hold
that.
on. Just listen.
Yes.
Listen. This is what she's telling you, but do you know for sure that she's not going to nightclubs? No, none of us.
I mean,
No. Well, hold on. We never know what our women get up to when they're not with us. I mean, I'm not telling you that you should know, but the fact that this woman does not want to, the fact that this woman doesn't want to, she only wants to hang out with you on weekend. She only wants to hang out with you on weekends, and that she doesn't have that high a sex drive. Dude, honestly, at this point, she's probably, I would not be surprised if you were to find out that she's fucking somebody else during the week and just messes with you on the weekends. That's just how these things go. It really sounds to me, it really, really does sound to me like she does not like you as much as you like her. And as a matter of fact, I think you like her a lot more than she likes you. And I know that's hard to hear, but I mean, if you listen to yourself telling this story, you're going to have to understand, because if a buddy of yours came to you and said, hey, Gene, like I'm seeing this girl, she's 29, and I think, listen, man, like I actually considered marrying her because she has all these qualities, but she works 8 hours a day, but she doesn't come over and hang out on the weekdays. She only comes over and hangs out on the weekends, and when we hang out together, her sex drive is not that high. You know what I mean? Like you would tell your buddy, dude, like, what are you doing? And honestly, like I said, I would not be surprised to find out if she's getting pounded out Monday through Friday. No wonder by the time she gets to you, she doesn't want to have sex anymore. She's too busy getting ran through Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? I mean, it sucks to hear, but it's the truth. It really, really is. Now, listen, you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, but I'm telling you right now, this just based on what you've told me, if I were you, and it's easy for me to tell this to you because I'm emotionally detached from the situation, right? I can say, just leave her, bro, blah, 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 blah. But by the same token, I still have to tell you, hey, man, you absolutely, this girl does not like you. God damn it. Why does everybody call me when I'm on the fucking.
Yeah, I guess it's like the only, like one of the main reasons I, was kind of considering her seriously is because she was like, oh, I did ask her in the beginning, whatever. It's like, how many boyfriends have you had? How many people
Oh
have you
my
slept with?
God.
She said, like 3. Like I'm the third
Yeah.
person.
Oh my God, dude, give me a break. You got to quit asking girls what their notch counts are, man. They're never, ever, ever going to
Yeah,
give you
I
an answer. The
know.
only, if you really, you want to know the, you're never going to find out what a girl's notch count is, but you can find out what it could be by simply observing her. If you pay attention, if you're not sleepwalking through your interactions with her, then if she has slutty proclivities, then guess what? At that point, you can say, okay, this girl has a super high body count. Like you can tell. You're never going to be able to say, well, I think she slept with 50 guys and this and that. But just depending upon what her habits are, and let me ask you this too: does she live by herself?
No, so actually she lives in like an apartment with like 2 other people. One of them, oh, she's not related to any of them. But no, well, the rule is they can't have any men in the house.
That's what
So
listen,
girls
listen,
can't
listen,
bring in the
listen. Hold on, Gene. This is what she told you. See, the reason why, and I'm not telling you
Yeah,
I'm not telling you she's lying to you, but let's just
right,
say,
right.
that what she said was true. That doesn't mean she's not going over to other people's places and having sex with them. See, she's telling you all of these things to make you see. You're the fourth guy that I've ever slept with. I've only had 3 boyfriends, and yeah, I have roommates, but we're not allowed to have guys over at. We're not allowed to have men over. She's telling you all these things to keep you on the hook, dude. No wonder you like her so much. She has you thinking that she's someone she's probably not.
Yeah, which is the irony is that same thing happened with my last girlfriend.
Well, I mean,
So,
hey, guess what? This is why we have the
yeah.
saying, all women are like that, you know? Listen, man, women are different.
Yeah.
Women are different. Surface level, women are different from one broad to another, but they're all fundamentally the same, man. Stop asking girls what their notch count is, man. That's my first piece of advice to you. My second piece of advice is this girl
Fair.
you're seeing, this girl you're seeing, you're going to have to start to understand that this relationship is not going anywhere. If you marry her, it's going to be a very, very big mistake. That I can assure you.
Okay. So what should I just do? Should I just tell her, hey, no, or should I kind of just, because I really like her, like, should I just cut it, or do I just
Yeah.
kind of like stretch it out where I just
Yeah.
don't
No.
invest?
Nope. Yeah, don't invest anymore, man. If I were you, I would just be like, hey, I've decided that pardon me, I've decided that I don't really see this relationship going anywhere. And so yeah, I think I'd like to end it. And if she says, well, wait a minute, you said this and that and a third, well, just tell her, look, I'm not seeing it. Every time, listen, man, I mean, my sex drive is too high for you. Every time I want to have sex, you're not really giving it to me. And you work 8 hours a day, but you can't come see me on the weekdays. So, I mean, I'm looking for someone who prioritizes me, and you only prioritize me on weekends. And listen, that's cool. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but you're just not for me.
Okay.
That's what you do.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, man. No problem. Cool car, by the way. Your car is
So
awesome. Oh, go ahead.
thanks. Should I do it before or after her birthday?
Do it before her birthday, man.
Before?
Yeah, do it before her birthday. You don't have to buy her a fucking birthday present, man. Get the fuck out of here. This fucking bitch is fucking somebody else, man.
Like,
fuck her birthday.
If she
I'm sorry, what were you
is,
saying?
right. Yeah. But yeah. You said like if she is, yeah. Then yeah, I mean like the only thing is like she already put like half down for Airbnb in Palm Springs, and I haven't really invested in that trip yet. So
is that your problem?
yeah, I don't know.
Say what?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Listen,
I mean,
Gene. Let me no, hold on, Gene. Let me stop you right there. I'm gonna be frank with you. You're making excuses. Okay, being a man, being a man in this day and age, being red pill aware, it requires you. It requires you to do and say things that you're normally uncomfortable with doing and saying. You seem like a good guy. You really do. You're a good looking guy. You clearly have your shit together, but you continue to give me excuses as to why you want to keep hanging around with this girl. Well, maybe I want to, no. That's bullshit. You don't really care about the birthday. You don't really care about the Airbnb. You want me to give you permission to continue to hang around this woman who clearly does not have the same interest in you. Fuck her Airbnb. That's got nothing to do with you. Not anymore. Listen, if you want to stay with her, then just do that. You'll figure out what's going to happen. But when I give you solutions, it just sounds to me, I mean, I know you really like her, but fam, I'm here to tell you, she does not like you as much as as much as you like her. And let me ask you this. Have you mentioned marriage to her, or does she mention it to you?
I mean, I can't really remember how it came up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think I asked her if she was ever married before.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she was like, no.
Well, of course not. I wouldn't imagine I wouldn't imagine she ever has been. Yeah, man. I think if you, I am very confident in telling you that if you continue to see this girl, she is really going to turn your life upside down, because she simply does not like you. I'm not saying she doesn't like you at all, but she does not like you as much as you like her. And and just based on what you've told me, the more I find out, the more obvious it becomes. Now, what you do with this information is completely up to you. But if I were you, I would eject today. I wouldn't wait. Don't eject tomorrow. Don't eject after her birthday. Do it today. Do it today. And by the way, she can get a refund on her Airbnb. And even if she can't, guess what? Next time, if she wants to avoid this issue next time, give me the fucking ass when I want it. At that point, because at that point now we're not having this conversation.
Exactly. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much.
No problem
really
at all, man.
Appreciate you.
No problem at all, man. I appreciate it. Let me move on to the next one. Man, Gene's got a cool fucking car, though. I will give him that, dude. P-Dub's iPhone. All right, man. Appreciate it. P-Dub's iPhone. Go ahead and unmute yourself. You're welcome.
Hello?
Yes, P-Dubs. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Don Damage? Salute.
Man, I haven't heard that name in a while.
I've been following you a long time, sir.
Oh, good. Thank you. I appreciate your support, man.
Yeah, man. So I got a hypothetical for you.
Let's hear it.
I asked Rolo and MLD this too. If Patrice O'Neal was alive and he was on your show, what would the topic be and what would you ask him?
Oh my God. Now, if Patrice O'Neal were alive today, I would consider him to be the godfather of the red pill, because he was red pill really before anybody was. What would Patrice O'Neal and I talk about if he were ever on my show? I think I would probably, I don't know. I think I would, Jesus Christ, that's a really good fucking question, man. God, there's so much I'd love to do. There's so much I'd love to just ask him. You know what I would do is I would ask him how he acquired the knowledge he has, because this was before Patrice O'Neal existed, before the internet. And well, more or less, well, not before the internet, but before this kind of internet sharing. I would like to know, really, how in the world, how do you know this stuff? How did you figure out how to handle women when nobody else was doing the same thing? That's what I would, you know what? That's exactly what I would ask him. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that would have been great to see.
Man, dude, Patrice is a legend, brother.
Yes, sir. That's how I found the red pill.
Oh, it was Patrice.
Wow. Hell yeah. That's how I found all. You was first, and then MLD and Rolo and everybody, and just amazing. Well, I'm not gonna hold you up. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for chiming in, brother.
Me love you long time, no homo. Pause.
All right, man. Appreciate it. That's funny. I remember that song. Me so horny, me love you long time. Okay, let's go, Mr. Z-Man. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please, sir.
Do you hear me, Donovan?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, brother. How you doing?
If you remember me, I'm the one who sent you the email about Lisa Fair. And
yes. Oh, yeah. I remember you, man. Oh, my God.
Funny. That was funny to see.
Diamond Sharp, you are the COVID-19 of the. I was like, dude. And the funny thing is she was like, your little movement. I'm like, bitch, I didn't start this shit. Oh, my God. So what's on your mind, brother?
All right, so Donovan, before I ask my question, I'll give you a little bit of context, okay?
Okay,
so
let's do it.
Really well my question. So we go back about 10 years ago, okay? I was doing well in life, and I made a lot of mistakes, partying a lot, drinking a lot, like smoking a lot, and spending money and all that, right? So 2014, my life hit a rock bottom. Like, I'm talking anything wrong, like financially, health-wise, everything, right?
Okay.
So 2015, before I even discover all this, I realized that change has to be made, right? So I had to really level up and get out of it. Especially, I'm an immigrant in the United States, right? I came here with big hopes, and I didn't realize shit. So 2015, I did the big level up work. I'm talking gym, work 2 jobs, like read books, hanging out with rich people and all that, right? Everything the red pill says to do, right? And I've done that before even starting watching YouTube. And then fast forward 7 years now, right? So I became like a fitness expert. Like, I built a really nice body.
Good.
I cleaned up my act. I haven't had alcohol in 4 years.
Wow.
Quit cigarette.
I haven't had alcohol in about 14 hours.
I quit cigarettes. I saved money. My credit from 480 to now 800. Everything leveled up, right? And now I'm at the point, like, the last missing puzzle in my plan, my big plan, is the money. And how to go financially, because I have a sales job. That's something too that changed. I went from an IT consultant to a salesperson, and the past 3 years professionally have been amazing, because I really like to do this. And so the last part, I'm working on the side on working for myself, do what you do. And I found something that really I like to do, and it's just taking time, but I guarantee you I'll get successful at that too, right?
Okay.
Now, the problem I have now is that all this level up work, because I don't know if you call it monk mode or whatever, because I was still like
of course,
here and there, but now I became a new person. Even like I get like women now, because I built a really nice body. A lot of even everything changed when you do this work, right?
Yeah, right. So, of course.
I find this woman like really hitting on me. I find like I go to the gym, and when I'm at the gym, I'm intense. I'm super focused. I'm like expert level, even the exercises I do and all that. So I find this really beautiful woman looking at me, flirting with me, and I don't know how to deal with all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, like the woman that literally wouldn't have talked to me 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And everybody 7 years ago was saying I was a piece of shit. Now I find like at the gym, like multi-millionaires want to talk to me.
Yeah, of course.
Hot chicks want to talk to me, and people like sending me messages, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not used to this. And I realize, and I use dating apps, and I fuck women here and there, but I realized that even though I leveled up, right, my confidence and my internal hasn't leveled up.
Okay. So the mind hasn't caught up with the body.
Right. So what happened is last time I fucked a chick, right? And she was like, she couldn't stop complimenting me. It made me feel uncomfortable. And she was like, oh my God, you are so cute. Oh my God. I fucked her like we matched at like 10 o'clock.
Okay.
We talked. And then at 1 o'clock, I told her I'm coming to your place. I went to her place, I fucked her, and she keeps harassing me, right? And she's and she's like a therapist or something. And she said something like, men don't know their worth. And that clicked in my head because I was like, maybe I don't know what's my new worth. I went to Miami on a vacation.
Yeah.
This chick, I told her, please take pictures of me. And then I'm like, listen, I'm leaving Miami 2 days from now. I won't have time to date you or anything. She was from New York. Let's go to your. And we went to her place. I fucked her. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like I realize now that I really don't know how to know my worth. And I'm a very rational person. I don't want to pay myself illusions about how awesome I am. I want to know exactly what's my worth so I can leverage, like in the professional market right now. Last year I made 6 figures. So I know my worth. I know what I can do as a salesperson. I can leverage that if I go to a job interview. Now, what I do want to know is, how do you know your worth so you don't find yourself like, I come from a culture where I say, don't hang your clothes where your hands can't reach them. Does it make sense?
Yes,
like,
absolutely. Yeah.
I want to find myself in a situation where I'm like,
in other words, bite it off. I think what you're saying is, in this country, is don't bite off more than you can chew. Does that sound about right?
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, there you go.
Very well understood what I meant. And so how do I know my worth where I don't want to like get a less deal than I can get, but at the same time, I don't want to go after stuff I shouldn't go after. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a step-by-step type of guy. I don't want to, like, right now go after like $100 million deal and find myself in. But I did do the work. I did do the work. See how Richard Cooper said, do the fucking work. It fucking works. It really works.
Yes, it does.
It works. So now, like in the next year, I could find myself really making a lot of money. Find my at the higher level than I am right now. It's just a matter of time. It's a compound effect. You have to work little by little to a point where you get that momentum. So, but it seems like the success of women is happening now, right?
Right.
So how do I deal with all this shit? Seriously, I really don't know. Like,
no, I hear you. What you're going through, it's actually quite amazing. And stay with me here. What has happened is that you increased your value. You increased your value faster than what your mind was ready for. And what is happening is you don't think you deserve this success. Even your voice inflections, like, I went back to her place and I fucked her. And in your mind, you're like, wait a minute, it can't really be this easy, can it? Your value says, yes, this is absolutely this easy, but you're thinking to yourself, there is no way that I have increased my value so much to where girls are fucking stalking me and I just go back and I fuck these girls. But guess what, man? I'm here to tell you, your value is exactly what it is. And I will tell you this, don't bite off more than you can chew is very different from trying to overshoot something. So in other words, what you're saying is, look, I don't want to overestimate my value because I don't want to put myself out there. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this one time, and I think you'll understand it. You will never, ever, ever, you'll never get what you want if you undervalue yourself, but you always get what you want if you overvalue yourself. If you don't ask for it, you ain't gonna get it. So for example, let's just say you play in the NFL and you know that you're a $15 million a year player. Guess what? Your agent is going to go and try and get you $25 million. So when your agent comes back and says, hey, good news, we got you a 4-year, $100 million contract. Are you going to say, nah, I'm not really worth $25 million a year, so let's just go ahead? No, you're going to sign that fucking contract. You are worth whatever the market is willing to pay you. If hot girls are willing to bang you, if attractive women are eye fucking you in the gym, then guess what, Z-Man? Then you deserve it. Because especially for a man, life never, ever, ever gives men something they do not deserve. Even if player X signs this huge deal, oh, he doesn't deserve that deal. Apparently he does, because all it takes is one team to give it to him. He doesn't deserve to be banging all those chicks, yet he seems to be banging all those chicks. The difference between men and women is women get what they don't deserve almost all the time. Men, we never get what we deserve, or we never get things that we are not deserving of. And so what you're going to have to do, and it's funny, it's good that you're on this side. It's good that you're not overconfident. Right now, you're underconfident, and I think that's part of what gives you an edge, because you don't I'm not saying that you think that you're, you know, low value or anything like that, but in your mind, you're almost living in a constant state of malcontent because you still have that mentality that you were a few years back. And so it's good to stay there every once in a while so you don't become overconfident. But guess what, man? Your life is rewarding you for the work you put in. And dude, Kevin Samuels used to tell me this all the time. He used to say, Donovan, because he used to want to give everything away for free. He's like, look, Donovan, he said, I know you've done a lot of bad things in your life. And what I'm hearing from you is you don't feel that you deserve the success you have. And I was like, yeah, I think you're kind of right. He says, Donovan, you've put out a zillion hours of free content. Whatever debt you owe to the universe has been paid. Mr. Z-Man, the debt you owe to the universe has been paid, and the debt was your work. You paid the universe with your work, and you guys know I'm not all into the auras and spirits and life. No, I'm not all into that. But you put in the work, man. You put in good, honest work, and now you're starting to see the results. So start to give yourself credit. You know what? I do deserve to fuck this chick because I fucking put in the work. I do deserve to make the money I make because I'm good at what I do. Just understand that you only get what you deserve. You only get what you deserve. And if ever there comes a time where you feel that you don't deserve something, at that point, that's when you might have a little bit more work to do. But my friend, you are getting everything you deserve and then some. Try not to, how can I put this? Try not to be overconfident. Actually, I'm using the wrong word. You want to be confident, right? But by the same token, you don't ever want to feel entitled. So, right, you're never entitled to something unless you do the work to get it. Mr. Z-Man, you are entitled to what you are getting because you put in the work. Do not be afraid of that. By the same token, keeping the mentality you have right now in the back of your mind, understanding, okay, I'm doing good now, but it can be taken away from me at any time. Be confident, but don't take it for granted because you're getting everything you deserve right now, man. Trust me.
Donovan, you are brilliant because when you start talking, I have the same problem you do. I don't know what you did in your past, okay? But me too, I have that guilt. And
yes.
my guilt is I let my parents down. You know, like coming from it costs a lot of money for parents to send you. And me from 2000 all the way to 2014, I let down my parents. I let down all the people who invested in me, right?
Oh, wow.
So I felt like a piece of shit. Seriously. I felt like, you betrayed everything and everybody.
Yeah.
So that's where the motivation came from. And I said, okay, well, I'm still young. I still have energy. So let's go fucking military shit on this.
Yes. Hell yeah.
I'm going to read every book. Like that days, I stopped going out Friday night. That days where all my friends were posting the shit on Instagram. And I told all my friends I was partying with, I don't ever want to fucking hang out with you. If you text me about going to a party, I'll fucking block you.
Yeah, and straight up.
I read books. I read over 100 books.
Wow.
I paid, last year, I paid over $5,000 in coaching. I did everything I could do to level up. And it worked.
And you fucking did it.
So that guilt is still, what you said in the back of your mind, that guilt is still like in my gut.
Yeah.
Like, see, you haven't done it. You haven't done enough to pay back your parents. You haven't done enough to, but here's the thing, like you said, the value is happening, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But the internal, I have to forgive myself for all I did. And that's like, I haven't never committed a crime. I had a DUI 10 years ago after I was drunk. But the crime for me was you let down your family name. You let down the people who believed in you, who invested in you. So now that's why like I go hard, but I don't know where I was going with this, but when you said that, what Kevin Samuel told you that you really did it, I have to find a way to really accept that, I made mistakes. I fucked up. But now the right thing. And now I'm working on the money part, but that with what I do, I mean, I'm not very far from it, right?
Okay. Oh, wow. Good. And
the same success I had with the fitness can come really quickly because I know really quickly with the money too, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I don't want to find myself in a year being, okay, this hotshot rich guy, right? With nobody. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
totally.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's
man,
what
you and I, I'm telling you, man, you and I are of the same mind. Because there's always a little voice in the back of my head that tells me that I don't deserve the success that I have. Now, I now figured out, okay, the reason I know I deserve the success that I have is because I'm having success and I work hard. You guys know I work hard, but by the same token, there's still that little voice in the back of my head that tells me maybe I might not deserve it. That's what you need, just enough of that, because that's what keeps you hungry. That's what keeps your drive alive. Dude, I'm going to be a millionaire in 18 months, but I can't stop working hard because I know where I was before this, and I don't ever want to be back there again. And so I know that even though I deserve the success that I have, I'm not entitled to it. And when you're not entitled to something, that means it's not guaranteed. So that keeps you hungry, it keeps your motivation up, it keeps your work ethic up. So I think right now in your mindset is exactly where it needs to be. Give yourself a little more credit for being where you are, but by the same token, understand that you can't take it for granted. It can be taken away from you. And what's the one way to make sure it's not taken away from you? Continue to work your ass off what you're doing right now, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And Donovan, I love what you do. I love your surgical way of analyzing things.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Are you Leo?
Right.
Are you Leo, Donovan?
Am I a Leo? Yes, I am a Leo.
Okay, well, I'm a Leo too. I can. You say we have the same mindset. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like the drive, the precision. I love what you do, man. I support you 100%.
Well, I appreciate it, man. This was a really good testimony, man. I think I might put this one up on YouTube, my friend, Mr. Z, man. Thanks for checking in, brother. We'll see you next week.
All right. See, if you put it on YouTube, don't put my real name.
Oh, no. Wait, is your name really Mr. Z, man?
No, that's how everybody Z is. How it's not my real name, but everybody knows me by Z because my
okay. Well then, what I'll do is I'll cover up your name.
Right. But I'm with you, brother. And all the guys who are listening, please take this shit seriously. That guy that before me was calling, and if a girl doesn't really like him,
yeah,
go to the gym, hit the gym, eat healthy.
Yes.
Build your confidence, and you will see that chick is gonna fucking drool over you. I'm in sales, and some women buy from me just because one woman told my colleague, "Oh my God, Z and his muscles, he was so fucking hot." I was like,
"You know it." You fucking know it. The point is at the end of the day, and we have I have so many detractors and it's hopeless and this and that and the other. Listen, man, the shit's not easy, but if you put in the work, you will be rewarded, man. You might not be rewarded. If you work consistently, if you work hard and you do it consistently, the rewards are inevitable. There are just no excuses. If you work hard, good things will happen to you. That's the bottom line, man. No matter where you are in life.
And also, the red pill is not to get a reward. Be red pill just to be red pill. I don't go to the gym thinking about reward. I go to the gym just because it's my lifestyle.
Goddamn right. It's a part of who you are, man. And guess what? It just so happens that women are attracted to that. That's how that works, man.
Thank you, Donovan.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for checking in. And I'll make sure I keep your name. I'll make sure I keep your name out of this. I'll have to mute every time. Boy, good call. Very, very good call. Chris Rice is in the house, man. Good shit. Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, brother.
All right, man. How you doing?
Well, I've been taking your advice to heart, and so just a quick update because I think it's been a couple of months since I've been on.
Yeah, it has.
So most of the time I'm just so smoked after a training session I sleep through the Zoom calls. And I to be honest, no shit. I've got a trainer, and he was NCAA football level, and he's training he's getting ready for officers candidate school and going for special forces. So he's punishing me with the same kind of workout regimen that he's doing for himself. And
okay,
my 45-year-old body, like it takes me, like I'll be working out for like 3 hours, not because I want to work out for 3 hours, but that was the level of fuck you that he just put me through.
Wow.
But the tie into that was my testosterone when I tested it was this is all like since last CME was 185.
Oh,
it was like 180, 185. So it was fucking low as
yeah,
shit.
you're basically a woman, right?
Basically. But I was still working out. I was still doing stuff. It's now up to 1400 plus. Yeah.
Wow, good.
So
God almighty.
I kind of overshot that. So I'm going to try, I'm going to try to bring that down to like 9 maybe and see how my body reacts to that.
Yeah, I tend to stay I'm between 9 and 950. If I get over 950, that's when I get destructive.
Well, I'm not. The weird thing is, I don't feel like super aggressive or anything. I just feel kind of like I feel very stoic right now. Like,
okay.
This lady like cut me off, and I was just like, instead of like I was just kind of like, damn, that sucked.
Wow.
It's not. So it made me wonder, like, what was I operating at in my teens and 20s?
Oh, Christ, that's a good question.
So, yeah. So there's that. I went ahead and on the social aspect, I signed up for a collegiate charity tournament.
Good.
Flag football tournament. It was co-ed.
Okay.
Just to kind of to get around people and just to kind of be a part, build, dig roots or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was solid. It's a little awkward right now. I'm playing against a couple of females that don't give a fuck, and I'm like, you realize that I've got to block you correctly, and the fact that you decided to go up against me, I'm still blocking you correctly. And
they're like, I'm competitive, goddammit.
I'm like, all right, this is like I'm going straight. It's pectoral, so you're not getting by me. I'm just letting you know. So,
awesome.
Which they seem to be really okay with.
Imagine that.
Which is pretty hilarious. I had one instance at the gym where this girl, like, they decided, like, I'm doing deadlifts and you got me inspired with your deadlift video.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, now that I'm starting to function better and I've got a trainer and whatnot, I'm up there.
Okay.
And I'm almost to 400 deadlift, which is more than I've ever done before. So that's
good.
Yeah, I feel real strong. I did 450 on the hack machine today. So
oh,
I was like,
shit. God damn.
Five sets of 10, 450. So that was,
wow.
That was,
damn, you're a fucking bull.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, I was watching the video. I was like, fuck it, man. D's doing it. I'm going to fucking do it too. Anyway,
I'm actually going to get back into it. I had to stop doing it because my knees were screaming at me. But the reason why my knees were screaming at me is because I was carrying more body weight than I needed. And when you carry more body weight, man, it really has an effect on your knees. So I think I probably dropped 15 to 20 pounds over the last month and a half, and my knees feel better. And I'm eating one time a day. So the deadlift videos are definitely going to start coming back for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Slant board. I was having problems with the knees. Check the rehab specialist.
Yeah.
Had me working on my hips, and one of the things that I was told is yes. A lot of times, especially for people who are sitting for a good chunk of the day, the minor glutes on the side, not the maximus, but the minimus,
the adductors and the abductors.
Yeah, they started to atrophy, and if you don't have it kicks your hips forward when they should be back, and what'll happen is it starts putting more stress on your spine, your lower lumbar, and your knees. So really working on those variations. So doing like single leg, like weighted hip thrust. So you have like one leg down, and then you put the weight over the leg that's up, or I'm sorry, over the leg that's down, and then press through that. That sucks real bad. But does
it work?
Oh fuck yeah. No, I'm now going, like, that's how I'm getting to the 450 for reps of 10 reps.
And what are these things called?
Single leg hip extensions. So you're leaning your shoulder, like you're doing a hip extension where you have the weights across your hip.
Yeah.
And you have
you're kind of like humping the air.
Yeah, like you're humping the air.
Yeah.
Kick one leg forward. You still got weights. Take a 50 pound or 45 pound or whatever, and keep it like a 3 count while you're doing it, and do, you know, anywhere up to like 10 to 15 of those
Okay.
each leg. And that sucks. I mean, like, it sucks bad. And
But
you
it
do
helps.
that.
It does help though.
It does help. That and they had,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, so that was one of the things. Like, there's a number of exercises, but that was one of the things, since you were having problems with the knees.
Holy shit. Well, I didn't know that at all, man.
Yeah. So yeah, there was that. One of the things that I started noticing along the lines with female attention is like weird shit starting to happen. Like somebody deciding to, like, you ever seen a girl like grab her leg and like just do a split up to her ear?
Oh,
like standing up?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
standing like literally like right here, like I'm talking with one of the guys, and she's like, yeah, I'm getting ready to, you know, I'm getting limber so that I can do kickboxing. And she proceeds to like crotch right next to my ear type of deal.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, that's bizarre.
Like, bitch, are you trying to get are you trying to get butt fucked? Like, what's going on here?
What's going on here? I had, and this was interesting because I wanted to ask you what like a good way to work on one-liners, or like just to be able to zing, because that's, my mind doesn't work that fast. So like what happened, this is a for instance, is I'm in the gym, I'm doing deads, and 2 girls post up in front of me, like literally, because it's one of those CrossFit racks.
Yeah, right.
And so they're doing squats while I'm doing my deadlifts, and the chick, they're decent looking, they're okay,
Sure.
adjustable 6s, and one chick, she on her exhale, she spits out a gum, and she was like a little bit of embarrassment and whatnot. She goes, "Oh, that would have been tragic if that hit you." I said, "No, tragic is while I'm trying to, I'm get oxygen in, doing a deadlift, and you spit it into my mouth." And just kind of busting with her a little bit. But
yeah,
she goes,
right.
But then we'd share a special connection. And in my mind, I was like, I wasn't expecting her to rift back.
Yes.
And I was like,
right.
And I was like, shit. I'm all out. My ammo was done.
Chris, listen, that worked perfectly. The only time you only need to zing a woman once. If she zings back, that's when you pull back, because now you have her intrigued. So you can certainly zing back, but don't keep going back and forth, because at some point it's going to get old, and then it's going to get awkward, and then, okay, well, I guess where's that going? That interaction that you just told me about is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. The fact that she said, "Oh, now we'll have a special connection," blah, 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 blah. Now, at that point, if you're actually, if you sense some attraction, then of course, then you continue the conversation, but there's no need to zing back and forth with a woman. Zing with her once, maybe twice at the very most, and, let her kind of continue to wonder and be proactive with the conversation. So I think you handled that perfectly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I won't worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any like, other than, any resources that you ran across that, or in your travels, or and how you've trained yourself, or were you just natural with being able to riff with people?
I don't think that I was a natural. I think it was my upbringing and my sales experience. When you have, and a lot of guys who are successful with, classic pickup game, et cetera, a lot of us have sales backgrounds, because really sex is sales. You really have to be able to sell yourself. You have to be able to carry on a conversation. The one thing, listen, I've talked about this for years. If you really want to get used to just, being able to zing and have improvisational conversations, is to take an improv class. Taking an improv class, it's like taking social steroids. It increases your social aptitude so quickly. It's almost like, I think of it like this, like when you're studying a language, and you practice your words, your phrases, conjugations, blah, 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 blah. But then somebody says something to you, and you respond to them with something you have never rehearsed before. That's when you're starting to learn the language. That's when the immersion is happening. This is exactly what's going to happen when you take an improv class. You'll be such a natural at it because of all of the practice that you're having. At some point, it is going to become second nature. You're going to be able to say, you're going to be able to throw zingers and really not have to think about it. So I guess if to the short answer to your question, taking an improv class is literally the cheat code. It is literally the cheat code. Pardon me. Taking an improv class is literally the cheat code for social ineptitude. If you want to increase your social aptitude very, very quickly, an improv class is as close to a shortcut as I can think of.
Okay, that works out well.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. I went ahead and I'm working on. I got all of my ducks lined up, and I finally got I don't think I had mentioned it in any of my communications with you, but I've been working on a project for I've been working on a project, and I got venture capital funding for it.
Okay.
So that was a plus on that end. But my last thing that I was going to ask you on the subject of the CME.
Yeah.
Are you going to do have a group discount for a specific hotel or?
Yes. Oh, wow. Yes, we are. So Devin and I, we're actually, we're going to be contacting hotels. I don't have a venue yet, but I can tell you, for those of you guys going to the CME, it's going to be in Miami, specifically Brickell. Okay. Brickell. It is the best, the poshest, the safest, the most luxurious, damn it. Hold on. It is the best. It's the best area in Miami by a long shot. It's where, dude, it's where Myron and Fresh live. What I love about Brickell is that everything is within walking distance. So from the hotel, wherever you stay, to a cigar bar, 10-minute walk at the very most. So, but yes, so this week, Dev and I were going to be, she's doing all the scouting for me. She's going to contact the hotels. Hey, this is what we're doing. Yes, we're going to be looking for a hotel to give group discounts on the dates of the CME. And as soon as that happens, I will let everybody know. And you've got my number, so I'll just text you and let you know.
Yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to, like, if even if it was just like, to be able to lock in a rate before it got
absolutely
too close to the time frame. So that was
100%, man. 100%.
All right, then I'll wait for when that comes through. And also, I wasn't able to sign up for the VIP event. When I signed up for when I got my tickets for the CME.
Oh yeah.
So
you and I, you don't have to worry about that, Chris. I'll make sure you're on the VIP list. You don't have to worry about that. I'll take care of that for you.
All right, man. Cool. That was Absolutely. It. That's all I had.
All right, Chris, man. Good call from Chris, man. I'm starting to become afraid of Chris because he's training 3 hours with a former collegiate football player, putting him through hell. So, and Chris is he's a formidable looking dude. I met him in Vegas. Okay. Vasar Green, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Is it Vasar or is it Vassar?
It's Vassar, like the college.
Okay. Oh, or like Jimmy Vassar, the race car. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right. What's on your mind, brother?
Don Vito, my
yes,
man.
Sir.
Just wanted to say real quick, long time listener, first time caller.
Thank you.
And I just wanted I want your perspective on two things. I was listening to the guys earlier. The first one was I was listening, and the guy the thing about the body count. And I remember the great Chris Rock saying, don't ever ask a chick that, because she's going to tell you how many boyfriends she has. She's not going to tell you, how she fucked Bobby Brown.
Yeah, right.
She's not going to tell you how she fucked Dexter in Jamaica. The miscellaneous dicks don't count.
Right.
Only the boyfriends do. So that's the first thing I wanted you to give some context on, and then I'll get to my second point.
All right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And what the reason why girls will use, and girls know that most guys don't understand when you're asking the body count question, which is something that you should never ask, but their answer to the body count question they know that most guys won't pick up on that, right? And sometimes, and most of the time, girls will even say, well, I've had 4 boyfriends in my life, right? That they'll say that most of the time. That does not mean they have had sex with 4 guys. That means they've probably had sex with closer to 444 guys. This is why this is why I tell guys never, ever, 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 ever ask a woman how many guys she slept with, because she's never going to tell you the truth. So Chris Rock is right. A lot of girls say, well, how many guys have you slept with? Well, I've had 4 boyfriends, so 4. No, you've had 4 boyfriends. I didn't ask you how many boyfriends you had. I asked how many you smashed. So,
or they'll say something like, dating and man
interchangeably.
Fucking.
Yes.
Dating,
yes.
Like, well, I dated this guy. I dated this guy. We hung out. Dating and hung out means you fucked him.
You fucked him. That's right. Yes. Well,
like we were hanging out for about 2 months.
Out. Yep. That means you fucked him.
He was hanging out.
Yes. He was hanging out in you, not with you.
Yes, exactly. And the second point is, this is something else too. From the girls that I've dealt with, even up to my wife, I would just tell them this, like, look, my sex drive is high, and if you are not screwing me, then I'm gonna think you're screwing somebody else. So if you want to hold the pussy hostage and do all this, try to hold it and keep it from me, I'm like, you can do that, but understand, one, by denying you, denying me is to deny you, unless you're getting it from somewhere. And if I think that you are, then I'm going to engage as if you are. So you got a choice to make. Either you're going to have to start double dicking, or, so if you out fucking somebody else, understand when you come home, you putting in overtime, goddamn it.
Yeah, you don't really even have to say. Yeah, you don't have to say that. If so, for example, let's say a girl tries, you don't have to tell her, listen, if you withhold sex from me, I'm going to go off and fuck other girls. She should know that off rip. And if a girl likes you enough, whether she's in the mood or not, she's going to give you the pussy because she didn't want you fucking anybody else. If there is ever a time where she's not in the mood or whatever the case may be, you don't have to tell her anything. Just make yourself scarce for 48 hours. And I can promise you she's going to assume you're fucking other girls, which you should.
Well, see, what I would always do is I would be like, when I hit that, that whole thing where they don't have a viable excuse, or whatever, I just be like, okay, and then don't say another word. It's all right, cool, no problem. Cool.
That's right.
But that all goes into your personal confidence in yourself, and what you said earlier about knowing your worth. It's like, look, I know that if you don't get, guess what? Just because you don't give me the buns, don't mean I'm not gonna get the buns. I just won't get them from you.
Right. And again, if a girl likes you enough and she sees your inherent value, you don't have to tell her. She will already know. Listen, if a girl knows you can get pussy, she'll fuck you whenever. If a girl likes you and knows you can get pussy, she'll let you fuck her anytime you want. That's just all there is to it. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right. And this one more thing. Are you familiar with it's an old movie from the 90s called Fear of a Black Hat?
And it was narrated by Chris Rock. I've never seen it.
No. That's no. You're talking about no. That's not it. You're talking about CB4.
Oh
no. I'm talking about is a movie called Fear of a Black Hat. It was like this B movie, and it was like a parody on gangster rappers.
Oh no, I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's called. But the guy that played Lamar Latrell was like in it. Larry B. Scott is his name.
Oh yeah, anyway, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, he was in it too. And there's a scene, it's a movie, the woman was, she was doing a documentary on this rap group. And, they were talking about, bitch this, hoe that. And she was like, you guys are misogynists. And, because they were ignorant thugs. Well, in the movie, and, because they were saying hoe, bitch this, because they were gangster rappers, right?
Right.
So, of course, because they're ignorant, they don't know what that word means. It said misogynist is a man who doesn't like women. He said, oh, no, we love the bitches. And he said it again. So like, see what I mean? He's like, no. Then the guy said, look, no. There's a difference between a hoe and a bitch. And she was like, enlighten me. He said, okay, let me explain. See, a hoe fucks everybody. A bitch fucks everybody except you.
That's fucking awesome.
It's like, wait a minute, you were the happy hooker. Now when you get with me, now you're Laura Ingalls, but you were the happy hooker. You fucked everybody in town, but now you want to put a standard on the pussy after everybody done ran
That's
through
now
you.
what makes you a bitch.
Yeah. So the hoe fucks everybody, but a bitch fucks everybody but you.
Everybody but you. I got to check that out because I used to work at Blockbuster Video, and I've actually, yeah, dude, I'm dating myself, but I used to see the Fear of a Black Hat like on the rack, so I might actually have to check that out.
It's the guy that played G Money was in it.
Oh, from New Jack City.
Yeah. It's him, Larry B. Scott, and I can't remember the other guy. It was like, I think, was it Deezer D or some? Oh, it's definitely 90s, late 80s, early 90s, in the height of NWA.
And, yes, sir.
All that stuff. So it was a parody, It was a parody on NWA because they broke up, they had beef.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, it's a fun movie. But when I saw that, I just hollered, man, because I was like, this is the fucking gospel.
Red pill before it was red pill, right?
A hoe fucks everybody. A bitch fucks everybody but you. So you're in agreement with me about the whole thing about, when I said to them, like, okay, just understand, what you won't do, somebody else will. And don't think because you're not giving it to me that I'm just going to have blue balls tonight.
Yeah, listen, you should never have to tell a woman that. If a woman likes you enough and she knows you can get pussy, you will never ever ever have to verbalize that.
Because I tell her, I said, look, I'm not in the begging business.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what they don't understand is, first of all, there's more of you on the planet than me. You're not special because the pussy comes standard on every model.
That's right. Yeah, and all of these things, when you get with a girl who really likes you, all of these things are assumed. Like I said, if a girl likes you enough, number one, and she knows you can get bitches, all of these things, all of what you and I have been talking about for the last 10 minutes, all of that stuff it's almost like it's firmware. Like, okay, I know this guy gets bitches. Okay, well, I kind of really do have a headache, but he wants to fuck. Well, I don't want him to go fuck other bitches. So guess what? Bottoms down.
Yeah, because the thing is, that's probably the main reason why you got her in the first place.
Yep.
Because nobody wants somebody that nobody else wants but them.
That's right.
She wants to be able to say, hey, that guy, that guy that screwed like 100 women? I'm his wife now. I'm his girl now.
Any other questions?
No, that's it. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to thank you for your content, and I will be a loyal watcher.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for chiming in, man. I like that definition. Take care. Vassar Green. That's funny as hell, man. So a hoe fucks everybody, a bitch fucks everybody but you. Jashawn Harris. Go ahead and unmute yourself. How do you pronounce yourself? Is it Jashawn or Jayshawn?
Jayshawn.
Okay, Jayshawn. I sent you a text message because I got your email. I sent you a text message. Did you get my text yet?
No, I didn't. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't get it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I need to check and see. I need to check and make sure I got your number correctly because I sent you a text message to talk about you filming the CME, but I never heard back. So I'm thinking maybe I got the number wrong.
Got you. Okay, yeah, I would have definitely responded to that for sure.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Before you ask your question, what I'm going to do is I'll send you a. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll put it in a private chat, or I'll just respond to the email and give you my number, and then we can go from there.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, cool. All right, so what's on your mind, man?
Man, well, since this is our first call interaction, I do want to thank you again for that course, How to Master the Game.
Yeah,
thank you. It really taught me a lot. I found this space almost a full year ago.
Good.
I've been, I guess you would say, red pill aware naturally. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You guys have helped me really understand that what I bring to the table is something that a lot of guys don't bring, and that is valuable. And I made a lot of mistakes. I was dating a lot of single moms, and I was raised. My brother's dad raised me pretty much, but he wasn't an authoritative figure. He didn't discipline me and stuff like that. So I
Okay.
started lacking a lot of things that I wish I had got from a male figure. And due to that lack, I started making some mistakes in my dating life. Dating, I didn't understand. I was like, well, my mom, she was with somebody. I had a stepdad, you know, so maybe that's cool for me too. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
you know, watching you guys really helped me out a lot. I was watching O'Shea for some time too. I was the type that was like, you know, I can be subscribed to both of you guys, you know, because I'm getting
Sure.
value, different things from YouTube. But
Yeah, of
after,
course.
like you watched the video, so I don't even have to really go back over it. But you know, after the back and forth of the drama and stuff like that, I just gonna take it. So I end up unfriending him. I mean, not unfriending him, but unsubscribing from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But anyway, I just wanted to really say thank you again for that. It's really taught me a lot. Um, my circle of friends, I already don't befriend a lot of people, but I really took on your thing of don't hang with guys who are not good with women, you know, because
Yes.
it's
Yes. You
not it's
can't
not really
trust them.
the act. Yeah, it's not really the act of obtaining women. It's about the characteristics that come with said ability. So I just some of my friends are filmmakers too, but they're so fucking blue pill and simps. I'm like, dude, you really think that way? You know what I'm saying? And it's disgusting. You know, I just don't. It's hard finding a community. You know, like in real life. Like I found your community online, but in real life, it's really hard finding like-minded individuals. It's really
It
really
is.
difficult. I wanted to know like how could you go about like finding more red pill aware guys in real life?
The way I do it, there we go. The way I do it, and it's very, very simple, is whenever you're watching red pill content, put in the chat, hey, let's get an age and location check. Because if guys are in there watching that content, then they are clearly like-minded men. And then if you happen to find a guy who lives at or near you, at that point you guys can meet up and start from there. That's the only way that I can think of. And it's
Gotcha.
proven, and
Okay.
it's actually proven to be quite effective. So yeah, hey, age and location chat. Where are you from? Blah 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 blah. And at that point, oh, you're in Pittsburgh, like Apollo's in Pittsburgh. Oh, you know, you live in Pittsburgh. I live in Pittsburgh. Let's get together and have a beer. And before you know it, now you found a like-minded man that you could spend time with.
Okay. Okay.
Yep,
Cool. That I'm gonna definitely take that up. And the second
definitely.
thing is, um, in your course, you were talking about pretty much it was equivalent to social anxiety with approaching women.
Mhm.
Um, how do you overcome that? Not with approaching women, but with like things in general. You know, like even doing this now, like I do a lot of things that's uncomfortable for me. You know, and it never gets old. Like, I don't know if you know, Bricks Fitness.
Who?
Bricks Fitness.
Never heard of him.
Okay. Well, he a fitness influencer and YouTuber. He was on the Fresh and Fit podcast and everything. He got almost 1 million subs. And I'm in Ohio, and every year they have the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus. And you know, I've been shooting my shot a lot, just like I shot my shot with you.
Yeah, sure.
And this past weekend, I ended up, you know, shooting like a documentary with him, and it's going to have the potential to be in front of 1 million people. So,
Good.
how do you keep the discomfort? Like, does the discomfort ever get comfortable?
No, it never. As far as talking to girls, if the discomfort goes away, that's when it's time to stop. Because at that point, pardon me, because at that point you're starting to become desensitized, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. But yeah, overcoming approach anxiety will never, approaching girls, cold approaching will never, it will very rarely, not make you nervous. If it ever doesn't make you nervous, it's time to go. Because if it doesn't make you nervous, then at that point in your mind, it's probably not going to be worth it. So just keep that in mind. It's never, now don't get me wrong. No one's ever going to be like, a stone cold player who's undefeated or things like that. But the more you do it, the more confidence you do have. But there is always a measure of uncertainty, and there are some nerves. And that's kind of what makes it fun, is the luxury, dare I say, the luxury of not really knowing what's going to happen. All right, I'm going to shoot my shot with this girl. Let's fucking do it. Because if you don't have nerves, then you don't really care.
Facts. That's facts. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't want to hold your time up. I do want to say that you are the first YouTube channel I became a member of. I'm only actually
Thank you.
members of two channels. you and Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit. Yeah, I
And,
remember seeing that in your email. Yeah, listen, dude,
yeah.
I'm gonna send you another. I'm gonna go to your email and I'll maybe I transposed your number incorrectly, but I'll send you a response to that email and then I'll send you a text message and just make sure it's the right one.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Thank you again, Donovan. I appreciate it.
All right, man. No problem, brother. Take care. All right, good stuff, man. Jay Sean Harris is in the house. Good to. All right, okay. Last one of the day. C. Kennedy. What's on your mind, brother?
Actually, a female. How are
What's
you?
going on? Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I was introduced to the red pill probably about 6 months ago, and
Okay.
I've definitely lived a life as a modern woman.
Okay.
So I'm 35. I'm a
Mhm.
single mom, and I know that things are not the greatest for me potentially in the dating world. So
Right.
I'm looking at in 5-6 years, my child's going to be considered an adult. That'll be time for me. But at that point, what purpose do I serve a man?
Mhm.
So I'm going to try, but the other side is my son is white and I'm trying to date interracially. So
Okay.
I'm going to try to put myself out there for a little bit and meet some people. Kind of building off of the other caller's question, how do women identify red pill men? Because let me try to explain a little bit. Like I can be on an app and like literally say, don't simp. And you open up with some corny stuff and I'm just gonna be like, whatever. But I don't have the right to be that selective right now. So I'm trying to find the balance. But I think my ignorance, admittedly, and not having enough exposure is troubling. You're Not Every Woman shows are really helpful. They give me some hope.
Good.
But aside from the girls, aside from the women that are on that call, where can I go for content that's relevant to me instead of, Kevin Samuels, he's amazing, but he tells me, good luck, you're going to get a dog, And I accept that, but I still want to try because I truly think that I can add value to a man's life, but I also understand the red pill flags that detract.
Sure. Let me ask you this. You said your kid is going to be 18 in 5 to 6 years. So your kid is 13, 14 years old, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In terms of finding content that will help you, number one, follow all of the girls who are on the show with me. I would also recommend, hang on a second, because I actually was asked this question. Courtney Ryan, I think, is one that you could follow. Give me 2 seconds. Courtney Ryan, Rebecca Barrett.
Are they on your Instagram?
No, what I'll do is, hang on a second. I'll put it in the chat. Hang on a second. And guys, help me out in the chat because I don't watch content as much as I should. So this is Courtney Ryan. Wow, Courtney Ryan's got almost 300,000 subscribers. Ain't that something? So I'm going to put this in the chat so you can. There was also another one that I recently just learned about. Hang on a second. Everyone in the meeting. Okay, there's Courtney Ryan. There's her YouTube channel. Let's look for Rebecca Barrett. Rebecca Barrett. I hope I pronounced her name, spelled her name correctly. Yep, there she is, Rebecca Barrett. And there's another one. She's actually a light-skinned black lady. Okay, so this is Rebecca Barrett. And there is, let's see, there was one that I just heard about. What the hell is her name? She's a light-skinned, help me out, guys. She's a light-skinned, actually, you know what? Let me look at my search history. Fresh and Fit, Selena Powell. Do not follow Selena Powell. Do not. Oh yeah, the Lapeef Network. So she's looking for female content creators. There was this one light-skinned black lady she's in her 40s, but she looks good. And she preaches this kind of stuff. Hang on a second. I'll actually tell you who she is right now. Let me go to her Instagram. Her name is, what is her name? Okay, Allie Drummond, Janelle Gordon. Give me 2 seconds because I just had her up here. There's Lucario, Kendall. There. Oh shit, Myron called me. Damn, Myron called me 5 times. Okay, so must be important. What is this chick's name? What is her name? No, not I don't really I don't know. I don't like Jessica X. Okay. But I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about her, but yeah, follow Jessica X. I think she's a good follow. What is that woman's name? I can't figure out what her name is, but when you subscribe to these channels, you're going to get channel content suggestions. And at that point, your catalog can definitely grow. What was your other question? You said you want to date interracially?
I do.
Yeah, what race of guy? You looking for black guys?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, really. If you want to date interracially, all you really have to do is go talk to black guys. Because you're an attractive enough blonde white woman that you walk up and talk to a brother, he is going to give you play. Now, if he's red pill aware, he's going to be concerned about the fact that you are a single mother. This doesn't make it impossible, but it makes it very difficult. So now what you have to do, you have to concentrate on it. So you have a kid and you're 35 years old. That makes things, it's not impossible, but it does make things a little bit more difficult for you. So what you need to do is you need to be able to do things and have certain habits that allows you to compete with and eventually out-compete your younger competition. So for example, it looks like you're carrying a little extra body weight. If you slim down, you're definitely going to get looks. Make sure your kid is well behaved, number one. Also, do you cook?
I do.
Okay,
let's joke. I'm white, so let's not get too excited, but I could take some cooking classes.
Okay, yeah. Take some cooking classes, things of that nature. Yeah. Also, dating apps. Dating apps will definitely, I mean, listen, if you and I've never been on a dating app. I don't know if you can filter out all of the races. Black men. You probably can. But yeah, someone who looks like you will definitely get looks from brothers. Just understand that you're gonna have to be better. You're gonna have to look better. You're gonna have to be more available. You're gonna have to be more obedient. You're gonna have to be much more apt to following directions, because I will tell you this, we say no to single mothers all the time. And I'm not a guy who would ever date a single mom, but if a man has a choice between a hot 20-something with no kids, but she's a pain in the ass, and a 35-year-old single mother who actually has maybe a decent kid, I'm not saying that I would commit to her right away, but she's not someone that I would completely discount. Now, me personally, I have the ability to discount that because of my options and, my financial status, et cetera. But that doesn't mean a guy who doesn't make quite as much money as I do, a guy who's not quite where I'm at, that doesn't mean that you can't attract men that are a little bit lower on the rung as far as value is concerned. But I'm telling you right now, C. Kennedy, the number one way to drastically increase your sexual market value is the same way with men. If you get yourself into tip-top shape, the fact that you're a single mother is going to matter a lot less. I can promise you that.
Yeah. I have lost 20 pounds since January, so
good.
I'm actively doing it. Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm going to confess. I found a guy and I would have won, but it was my introduction to the red pill, and I still had a lot of bad habits to undo. Yeah. I'm going to let him go exercise his options, and we still talk a little bit, and hopefully he can see that I can add value. And if not, I'm just going to make myself better in the process. So
yeah, there you go. That's the right attitude to have. It is competition. A lot of girls, most girls don't feel that they should have to compete, but you have to compete. And listen, I met Devin when she was 39 years old. You know what I mean? And I had a choice between her and another 23-year-old who blew Devin away in terms of looks. I chose Devin because she brought a lot more value to my life. The other chick was just a headache. And another advantage that you do have over younger women, at least these days, is that younger women, especially attractive younger women, they're not really good for much of anything. They are literally useless. It is very, very rare to find a super attractive young woman who is useful in any way other than taking butt selfies on Instagram.
Can I ask you one more question if I'm not wasting your time? Okay.
Sure, go ahead.
So I'm not wealthy, but I have a really good paying job, and I'm not afraid to date a man that makes less money than me. But it is known that women leave men, so 80% file for divorce.
Oh yeah.
And so if a man doesn't feel that he can provide because finances are like on my side, I feel like I'm at more of a disadvantage that I will not leave. How do women prove loyalty, if that makes sense?
So how does a woman who makes more than another man prove her loyalty?
Yeah,
spend money on him. And this doesn't mean just arbitrarily just throw shit at him. Show him that and again, younger women have their youth and their fertility, so they don't really have to they don't really have to be they don't have to have the financial needs. Now, this isn't to say, listen, if you're a hot 42-year-old, like mega hot, you don't really have to have any money. But especially red pill aware men, this is the reason why I knew Devin was serious about me, is because she took me to Hawaii, like completely on her dime. You know what I mean? That's what said, okay, so she's investing, so now she has skin in the game. You have to show men that you have skin in the game. If you show them you have skin in the game and let them know, hey, look, I'm good with the fact that you don't make as much money as I do. Actually, let me rewind that. Don't tell him that you're okay with that. You need to show him. Defer to him. Hey, should I buy X or should I buy Y? And just let him know, hey, listen, if this thing has a potential to go to distance, understand what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. Yeah, I might make a few dollars more than you do, but to me that doesn't matter. Your money is my money and my money is our money. So we're in this together, all that other kind of stuff. If you want to earn his trust, you have to verbalize and show him that, hey, listen, don't worry about this money thing. I'm not, not that you're not worried about your money if you work for it. That's just part of the deal. But let him know, hey, listen, man, it's not all about money for me. I don't view you as an ATM. I'm not trying to sell you out, whatever. But by the same token, you have to defer to him. Show him that he's in charge. Now, he's got to be able to take charge, right? Now, when I first got with Dev, I wasn't working when I first got with Dev. Now, I have a nice nest egg when I worked with her, when I got with her, but she was working, and everybody thinks, oh my God, Devin was the breadwinner when Donovan and Devin got together. No, I still paid the rent and everything. Just because it didn't work does not mean that I didn't pay the bills. But by the same token, even though Devin knew she had a job, she actually still deferred to me. So, and that's what let me know at that point that she was serious, because even though she was at the time making more money than me, I was never under the impression that she was higher than me. So if you have a guy who's not, I don't want to say not intimidated by it, but when you have a man who treats you as though you are his subordinate, even though you make more money than him, that is going to go a long way. She'd be like, okay, the guy's going to be like, okay, I don't make as much money as she does, but I know I'm still in charge. That's really the difference between a guy who's red pill and a guy who's not.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time with me.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Yeah. Hit the gym, C. Kennedy. And I think you'll have your options for sure. Congrats on the 20-pound weight loss. All right. Very good. All right. Listen, fantastic calls, man. This is probably one of the best Zoom calls we've ever had. I was going to do a TSR live, but obviously we've gone over on time. And so I'm probably just going to have to do one last TSR live before I take my 2-week hiatus. My thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thank you all very much for your questions. I really like having these. This is my favorite thing to do. This is my favorite thing that I do. And so I'm very, very much looking forward to putting this on YouTube and playing it back. Don't worry, Mr. Z-Man. I'll make sure that nobody knows who you are. I'm going to try to have this up tonight because I think this will provide a lot of value for a lot of people. I'm